But it is going to be Gen.G on the attacker side once again, seemingly wanting to make their presence known towards A. But yeah, the Yoru is the really big part of the equation for Gen.G here. It's keeping your opponent off balance. A lot of flashes committed, the deep push, and they've already. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Okay.
Oh, and that kind of ruins the plan for Foxy9. He's not able to actually wrap all the way around against Fung because he wants to trade over for texture. And that entire execute now just falls apart for Gen.G as Trace Esports warm-up completed. Hitting all the shots, now pushing deep into mid as well. Oh, a bit of a crisscross. Fates intertwined. So we will see Zhao get spotted. And that's going to be the call for Karon to come back. Munchkin just waiting for Karon to clear the site, but now he's going to have to deal with someone up on Evan. He gets one kill, and Heybe doesn't get the comms quickly enough. Karon with a nice double. Site opened up. Spike will be going down.
I just add lurking to Karon's abilities that we know. I mean, he's just, he's so smart. He's so good. And now all of a sudden, Gen.G has a shot. They have a chance in this round where it looked like it was just a really good read in the early part. For Trace Esports.
Now that plant location a little bit tough to defend with just some pistols right now, but Karon gets 3. How many more is he going to get? There's hitching onto him. He gets 4. He's almost off for the ace. He goes down, but Fung versus Munchkin, both at 100 health, both with a ghost. It's a headshot battle, and Munchkin just buying time, forces Fung to have to go out into the open towards the spike. He knows he's gone all the way through. Munchkin starts to stomp towards him. He knows Fung has to get off of it. He knows he has to respect it, and Munchkin just gets the read on him. Plays absolute time and gets the kill as Gen.G pull out the rabbit.
That there's probably a player still on site that maybe Karon missed. He's able to swing back, pick it up, and then pick up a couple more kills. Heybe not able to really react in time, and all of a sudden Gen.G's got a plant down and Munchkin there. The timing on all of that. The timing there to start making footsteps to make him pull off before half as well. That's so good.
Yeah, and just the full faith, right? I mean, hey, if you want to read through this, sure, you take the round. I mean, I'll take that. So Munchkin just playing with a little bit of that confidence. Now, sometimes it bites him back, but that is what makes him such a charming IGL, is that he's willing to take those gambits. Now waiting for any type of aggression. They don't see it, so it's a slow clear towards B from Gen.G. But they still do have Karon waiting for a push out of A. See if it's going to be a committal from A site so they get a full read that it's empty on B. They're not seeing it. So Gen.G is going to be cautious around the B site.
Yeah, you got to be really careful against these setups of Trace Esports. With a Cypher and an Astra, makes it really difficult to go for some pushes through narrow choke points because there's a lot of util you have to contend with. Potentially pop flash here from Foxy. Didn't even need it. He's just dominating.
Yeah, just goes out right over the smoke there. Gets the peek in, and it's just a slow clear, but absolutely pristine clean from Gen.G. Not losing a single member. Some damage taken. Karon only a ghost, but he'll still win the fight as well. And it's just down to Heybe with a classic. I mean, at this point, going down this spike seems pretty good from Heybe's point of view. He'll try to fish for something, see if anyone tries to creep into the smoke. But Gen.G is not a team who's going to do that. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Karon, right? Low health with a ghost. Oh, they've shoved him in. He doesn't have any vision, and he peeks in a little bit too late. Heybe.
He's looked good. That's not surprising because he looks good at basically everything he does.
Yes, that's the benefit you have with a team like Gen.G where, yes, is it risky? Sure, because you have to rely on your aim and your frags to make sure that a certain part makes sense, but you also have players who can do that. So now you have Astro who's got that global utility who can still be, the anchor, the lurker, things like that. And, 9 times out of 10, he's going to win his duels. So this is working out great. Now we're going to see the Cosmic Divide set up for a plant onto the bridge, but Heybe's going to be ahead of it. They've already gone past it. Know that that's going to be the clone now falling off into the abyss. And Heybe holding close. Luking ready for a trade out. Heybe gets one, but Luking, he was already in to his astral form. He can't peek out quite yet. Heybe left all alone past the Cosmic Divide, and Spike goes down.
Yeah, and it's a quick TP out there for Munchkin as well, so they can play from main. The Spike's planted for it. And all this control that TE was trying to establish is just ripped out from underneath them because of this Cosmic Divide. So powerful on this map, especially with these tight angles that you can get these setups in.
Oh, and look at these positions.
This is horrible, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Yo Man waiting for the jump around. There's gravity well, but he's been
blocked again.
Yeah, Gen.G has no idea. They don't even suspect it. Oh, how many times have we seen
They just had no answer for it. So, sure, the plant, the execute, everything really good for Gen.G, but learning the hard way that, yeah, you can still body block that gravity well. So, it do be what it do. We're going to funnel a lot of ult charges into the Yoru, as is tradition when you have a Yoru on any map. Want to get those dimensional drifts online. Such a powerful ult, no matter how you slice it. Yeah. Still, though, pretty good firepower here for Gen.G. Had to cut back a little bit, Bulldog and a Guardian, just to make sure that you got enough to buy into the next round. But looking like Zhao trying to hold this angle, and
Oh.
you are going to have that dimensional drift.
Who's next?
Yeah, and he heard the orb, but he respects the Euro. Now trying to get away. Does he get spotted at all? Oh, that clone going to get the full flash onto him. Foxy9 chases him through. He decides against the flash, just wants to push them out. And I don't mind that at all. Just get the space. You want to secure the spike plant first. Don't necessarily have to get the frags. Now Foxy9 deep into enemy territory, just trying to buy time. The flash will give him exactly that. Now he backs off, and he's got a TP out as well. You love to see that. Texture low health. He's just going to be the scout on the site. See how much time he can buy on his own. Karon watching the flank again, and he's good with the headshot. He could even lurk all the way back around if he wants, but Texture going down early. That's going to cut down a lot of that timer for Karon. He has to start running. They've got to get all the abilities going right now, but Munchkin buys the time that Karon needs. Clean 2 headshots with the Bulldog. Now pushing forward. They know they need to get clearance for Trace if they want to stick the defuse, but it's not happening. And Zhao is stranded on a literal island here on the ledge. Nowhere to go.
This is just done and dusted at this point. So, tried to go off the map, and I kind of got away with a little bit of a cheeky play there. Caught you when you were trying to jump off the map, maybe, or just float before the timer ends, right? And so really, really good stuff there. Heads up plays from Gen.G all around. The way that Foxy9 played that angle towards Link as well, dude, that was so smart. He bought a ton of time. He pre-fired that angle. He almost caught Feng Feng.
Yes.
That was like, he was just so aware in that situation.
And I think that starts to show the growth and comfort of Foxy9 as well, because this was a player where everyone knew that he had the mechanics as Gen.G just barrels through mid against the eco of Trace. But everyone knew Foxy had the mechanics, but he kind of overshot his shot a couple times. He used to overheat a lot. But now, just knowing exactly what the limits are, as we see Munchkin pushing forward in mid with the spike, as IGLs often do. But it's just Feng Feng left now, so we'll see how much he can get away with it. He's going to run right into him, actually. Feng Feng, does he go for a timing? Just going to wait it out. Doesn't want to take the risk.
And just doing whatever he can to scrape some extra damage out of this round. Who knows? Maybe he'll even get a pick here there. Nope, just going to be shut right down by Munchkin, ready and waiting outside of his own. Surround with that part of the map too much on their attacker's side, at least so far. So now they're committing those resources to B to really make sure that if they're going to try to push through, we can really lock that site down.
Yeah, they're actually using the Sova drone just to clear out mid, and they get full info. But during that, Texture gets ahead of Zhao, gets that pick. Zhao, no backup available there. And now Hebei holding from far back. Lil King up from heaven. See if that's enough. The 0 point, I think it might have caught Texture. Yeah, there it is. So one spotted. The duelist still there. They confirmed that. Nobody else, that doesn't really tell you much. They could have just been hiding. Doesn't matter. The recon goes down. Fragment to buy time, and it will buy some, but the Euro already across it with the gate crash. And now Huntress Fury coming in. Munchkin just already ahead of it, holding for the backup. Gets a clean double, and that should be the site and the round in favor of Gen.G.
Munchkin's almost on for another ultimate here. This is one of the maps where the ultimate of Omen is so impactful because it's such a huge map. There's so many spots where you can TP2 to hide. He actually used his first ultimate to make sure that they weren't defusing a couple rounds ago, which was super smart as well. But the way that this map opens up for Omen is so great. Obviously, the paranoia is good no matter what map you're on. The smokes are good no matter where you are. But really the TPs are really tricky to deal with because there's so many angles, so many corners you can hide in. And that also plays into the Yoru here for Gen.G as well. So it's really difficult to keep track of who's where, who's when, who's why. And then there's like a Hunter's Fury, setting up there as well to kind of keep everybody off balance on Trace Esports to make sure that Munchkin can get into that angle and just essentially end the round.
Yeah, I mean, so much deception and distraction here. I was going to mention it, but 10, 0, and 2. The fragging IGL continues here for Gen.G. He's leading the charge on that Omen. Another interesting part that we saw back at the 10 invitation as well, but continuing on here this weekend as Karon moves over to the Astra. So, that Omen is going to be a bit more of that initiator, right? A little bit more just setting up space, creating things like that alongside the duelist, and that's exactly how Munchkin's playing it. That's how he likes to play Valorant in general.
Yeah, it's really awesome for Gen.G that you have Munchkin and now Foxy9 as well that have a fair amount of flexibility. Munchkin can even play the Viper. We've seen that too, where he's very solid on that. So you can really lean into a lot of different comps and make minor tweaks like on this map where you can go a little bit off meta.
This is another team now that could play the triple duelist if they wanted. I mean, they could have last year as well. But
That's
Munchkin
a good
used
point.
to be a duelist.
That's a really good point.
Going all the way back on Crazy Raccoon as BNK this time takes out Texture. So they're still holding on to Heaven, and they're going to start to flood right back in. So this is the tempo tempo change that Trace called for during that timeout. Let them use their util, come in, and then we try to retake against the site, right? We go for this counter util and immediately answer back. As we do see Trace. They're just keeping them at bay. You know, Charon coming in and all the way around, but they should have good info on that with the Cypher ultimate. And so the neural theft gives Zhao a bit of an inkling, and he's actually going to get that headshot nice and clean off the rope.
Wow, that was really nice there from Zhao. But yeah, just, again, this time you're able to leap double kill to really secure that round. And now you've got some big ultimates in the chamber for Trace Esports. You've got some tools to kind of help propel you back into this match to really turn this half around potentially. You got the Null Command, you got the Hunter's Fury, you've got the Cosmic Divide for a retake or whatever you want to use it for. You just got to make sure that you can get into those positions. But Ave playing an aggressive position. Zhao already taken down by Texture, but he's right in. Oh my god!
Gets the next one as well. Hebe not able to exit in time. Texture, he loves to ride just along these walls on some of these maps. Same thing with Ascent. Now here on B main, over on Abyss. Just hides from one angle, really slices up those angles to make sure he's down for a 1v1, which he's very confident in. And now he gets two in a row. Site opened up again. Charon watching the flank again. I mean, there is not really a good answer for Trace.
No, and they yeeted a Hunter's Fury into nothing here. I mean, this is, I mean, they might have hit Foxy9, but so what? Like, you delayed the plan, I guess. But at this point, like, round was basically done and dusted. So kind of some head-scratching decisions here from Trace Esports. I don't really want to dog on him too much, but you know, Hebe trying to get out of dodge just gets caught by Texture, just not really anticipating the pressure that Texture can create with that early pick. It's just the gas pedal gets pressed to the floor for him, and he takes out that player before they can even escape the link. I mean, it's just, that's Gen.G, man. Okay.
Yep. Oh, there's a second one as well, but it is Feng Feng. You got to give him some respect. He'll still pick up the double. That should mostly, yeah, be the stop here for Gen.G. Okay, we shouldn't greet it too much. Still leading by quite an amount, though. 6-2, 4 rounds ahead.
So it's over now for Gen.G. What are they going to do? No, they're fine. Little King flirting with a little bit of mid control, but again, these smokes kind of give it away, and there's that immediate response from Yeoman with the shock darts to make sure that that space is clear, to make sure they don't even have to really think about it too much. You can see they're giving it up. They're not even watching it.
Yeah.
I mean, Karan's all the way back in spawn, just getting ready to pop some stars or something, and he's chilling, he's fine.
Yeah,
vibing.
I mean, that's the confidence, though, right? Is that, okay, you can push through library, but unless you push all the way to spawn, you don't have the information you want. And they're able to just leave Karan in spawn. Texture gets the opening kill. Site mostly opened up. Feng Feng will not greed for it. So that's the good news this time for Trace. This time it is going to be a 4v4, and onside it will be a 4v3. But is this the round where Charon goes for an early flank? He's starting his movement, but he's just going to go through main to join up with his teammates. Yeoman getting a nice kill. Texture just baiting them out. He's drawing out the crosshairs. Yeoman good for 2 in a row afterwards. So much time bought. Lil King, don't know if you have a choice to go for the res. You don't, as Yeoman gets a third to keep above it. Bianca is left after just using some of his utility, barely getting his gun out, just gets shut down. I mean, the pressure and the pace that Gen.G is able to put on you when players like Texture and others are so comfortable like that, it is so tricky to react to for anybody. It doesn't matter how good you are at the game, how many times you played this game, you know, your internal senses, your internal instincts are telling you that, okay, well, he probably dashed up on top of the box or something, and they're just taking site control. And even good players like Bianca aren't ready for it. Yeah. What are you going to do there? Yeah, and Zhao, I mean, you know, just has that Sheriff in hand. So this time he says, okay, well, I only have a Sheriff. I'm going to try to push out to get information. You know, we didn't see them really react to any of the util initially, so maybe we can clear out B main nice and early, but Texture's still waiting. And then it's Texture. So now you're like, well, is that the main force? I didn't really see anybody else, but it is the Jet. And this time, another curveball thrown from Gen.G. You still let them hear the Ult Orb as well. Dimensional Drift at the ready. This could be one of those cases where he goes in, depending on what Foxy9 finds, do they make the choice? No, they're going to go for the stack here onto A. They're committed. Now, the only difference is that the Cypher has changed up his setups. It's going to be the tripwires here on A. Foxy9's going to get that information, and Feng Feng will get pushed all the way back. You still have it. Whoa, no way.
My God.
He almost gets it. What a ballsy move, but Feng Feng right back in the site. Spike does get planted, though. So now, Texture and Munchkin, the two vets, part of the core of Gen.G. Can they fight against 3? 2v3 Cosmic Divide online for Trace Esports, but don't know if they're going to have time to use it. A nice jump out off of the flash from Hebe, and that's going to open up the angle for Feng as they clean up the site and win that retake.
Well, the good news is Feng Feng's always good for just incredible plays. That was such a...
It goes down.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with what Foxy did there. That's the right play. It just, he got outplayed. I mean, that happens sometimes. Yep. That's part of the game. So, you know, credit where credit's due. You got to give Feng Feng his flowers because he is so furious sometimes. Oh, Bianca! Oh, he only gets one.
Yeah, he really wanted more than one there, but didn't have the angle for the spray down. So now Foxy just going to safely clear heaven. He does have the spike in hand. So it's going to be his task to dive onto the site. They suspect Feng could be in the back of sight once again, so the paranoid to try to push him out, but he sticks around. He's waiting. He wants to make sure they secure the space to make sure that Lil King can also flood the site. Site not safe right now for Gen.G. And Foxy9 goes in with the shorty. The jump and the swivel through the smoke. Doesn't let himself be seen until he's ready to take the shot. And that will be site cleared for Gen.G.
It's great understanding of space there by Foxy9, knowing that he can't tuck into the corner without revealing himself. Great shot as well. Didn't get the spike down, but only one player left, and it's dealt with by Karan. It's going to be 8-3.
Hope go for the round-to-round adjustments, and now here we go, a fast, aggressive push out. We see that a lot, of course, with the Blade Storms and the push-outs, but Zhao this time, just with the Guardian, he's not going to be able to find anything, so they have to back off, and Karen's going to go for the re-clear on mid as well. So Gen.G, once again, will have eventual control of mid in the postman. Texture's deep in the site with an operator, and he's got two members next to him as well. The flashes at the ready. He gets two. Ready for a third one. They can't just keep peeking him like this. Foxy9's on top. Doesn't get a second one, but Texture gets a third. And now it's all down to Zhao. All alone, picks up the Vandal. But so many members not ready for another member in the back of the site. And that's going to give us
a push out. That smoke is going to cover this.
Oh, and they know. Foxy9 caught a glimpse of him as well. Texture watching for him, and Yeoman covering the upper angle. I mean, there's so many members here that Trace also probably doesn't want to commit to this too hard just yet. You don't even know exactly how many people are watching from Gen.G, and they could reposition. This is what you've been talking about the whole game, is that there's just so much trickery. Oh, Feng, how do you get both on that? A 1v2 peek with the Sheriff.
Unbelievable. That was a really solid start for Gen.G. They baited out a shock dart there as well after the TP from Foxy9. And Texture's turn, he answers, can't find another.
Yeah, Zhao able to answer right back. It's just too many targets bunched up together. Zhao took a hit, but not enough to bring him down. Foxy9 is here nice and early, but he is all alone. Nice flash, but doesn't get the kill off of it. If he had gotten it, maybe there's some hope. But now, Yeoman all alone with the Sheriff. Zhao and Hebei are one shot, but other than that, it has to be headshots back to back.
Clutch or kick.
Well, we'll see. Yeoman, this is your real trial. He gets one. Hebei, weak, goes for the headshot. Trace, they just need to peek together. I mean, we always say this. It sounds very simple in theory. But sometimes you get a little antsy. Sometimes the opponent's just too quick.
You got to grab well, too, though. This is...
Yeah, time-wise, the round should be in favor of Trace. And I love that early swing out off of the util. Instead of letting...
It's literally
no flashes,
impossible.
right? You just have the recon. There's not too much you can do. And we're just joking around a little bit. Lil King is going to get pressured by a lot of members. And Foxy9 already close on the wall. Lil King gets one, though. The flash, does he get two? He does! Foxy too busy jumping, trying to dodge shots rather than taking them. And Hebei swings out as well. Over from mid, on top of the rope. Drone comes out. Munchkin wants to get a kill, but he knows it's just too far. He can't swing around past it, and Hebei's just there for another free double. And that is a nice...
He's there, but he's just mostly gatekeeping. He's trying to keep him at bay, but that's going to be the vents just completely taken over here for TE.
Yeah, I mean, the pinch in from mid as well, along with the dash. Good timing from Trace Esports to make sure that they have full heaven control. Now, Foxy continues to just put pressure on there with the decoy, but he gets taken down immediately, so no chance of that working out. Site is clear. You still have some mid control in the favor of Lil King, and that should be Trace catching up to 6, potentially with all weapons in hand and some upgrades to boot.
Yeah, this is crazy good. This is just exactly what the doctor ordered. I mean, you're able to kind of use that middle area now. You're able to kind of activate Feng Feng and others to take control of that space to make sure that you're the ones creating these flank angles, these crunches onto Gen.G where they have to make tremendous outplays to really respond properly, and they just can't in this scenario. It's perfectly executed. This is what we were looking for from Trace Esports. And the other two players of Gen.G just going to save those guns, grab a few extra for themselves for Trace, and get on out of dodge. Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. I mean, that's going to be something that Gen.G also, like I said, on their attacker side, they don't really pressure mid much.
Yeah.
It's also the same on the defender side. And
This time it's A being watched with a trapwire and a fast hit onto B. They want to try to keep up the momentum against the weaker weapons, but Texture has a Vandal in hand, and you got to respect that one. Lil King will trade at least one. Hebei gets him through the smoke, I believe, so Texture down. Oh, Lil King ready for the headshot. I thought he might have just been stuck on that ledge.
Yeah, I thought Yo-Man heard the footsteps there and was just going to knock him down, but perfectly ready was Luo King to shut it down. He was expecting the peek. Crosshair was right where it needed to be. What looked like it might be Gen.G finally able to kind of right the ship here.
Planted.
Just down to Munchkin with a judge. Karan with a, well, Munchkin's gone, forget that. Karan with a sheriff. That's all there is left in this equation here. And Trace Esports looking really, really good on this attacker side. Yeah, no hope there. Heybei's going to take Karan down.
Ready online in this one.
Yeah. This is tough now. Is Foxy still trying to maintain that mid control? That one round where Vents was taken by Trace. You know, last time I was watching Munchkin, he was on with that judge under Vents duty. Now they're trying to use Foxy to do it, but these smokes make it pretty tricky, and that's going to be control taken. Now, is Munchkin going to be able to respond? And waiting for the door to be broken. Fung Fung's going to take his time. Just kind of wait this out, wait for the rest of Trace to get into place before he tries to spring into action. Again, my eyes really onto Munchkin, who's now left that spot, so that's going to open up that flank unless Foxy is going to be the one to move in, try to address that angle. He is. Okay, so...
Yeah, a little bit late, but he's still there. The door hasn't been broken yet, right? So no
Yep.
audio cue. So they do have their angles covered, but at the end of the day, it's a situation where each of them still have to win the fight. And now they're just going to ditch Heaven and go through since the door still hasn't been broken. They know that they'll get an audio cue if it's a pinch in, but still no sound, which does allow Texture to start to rotate towards me. He gets caught by Fung, who was, in fact, still hanging out in the vents in mid. Just kind of missing
left.
that piece of information for Gen.G.
This is huge.
Oh, boy.
No.
Yeah, that bow's a little big. Yo, man, gonna get spotted and taken out. Luo King is starting to fire up here on Abyss. Another 2 kills to his name, putting those frags on the board.
This is just great play calling here from Bianche. The way that they're working the map right now is beautiful. Like you said, not breaking that door. Those sound cues never given over. So Fung Fung's position hidden in the entirety of the first half of that round. And Texture gets caught, you know, trying to check his angles in mid. And there's just too many to really know about. Okay, he might get one. Nope. Zhao just going to shut Munchkin down. And it seems like the steam is running out on this Gen.G train.
Oh, boy. I mean, if it becomes 8-9. So I'm starting to get the feeling that Gen.G's just not really planning on calling timeouts. Like, that's the feeling I'm getting, right? Just kind of get them to rise up from the flames and the ashes. And as far as we can tell, we only saw HSK walk out onto the stage, say hello. So maybe this is one of those events where Vandal on Texture, because he's going to have that Bladestorm in the next round. So banking on Texture being the main force, and they're going to support him on this push out.
Yeah, they're just going to try to get aggressive. And you do have Luo King watching the same angle that we saw on the anti-eco. He's still going to win it. Oh, okay, Foxy 9-0, able to trade.
Yep, and he picked up the weapon. That's the important part, right? So he gets to trade, and he keeps the Vandal alive. So Trace now has to respect the fact that there is a Vandal somewhere. Now they're going to go for the re-clear. Did the Euro fully leave on the B side or not? Trace wants that information. They do hold control of mid. Heybei watching that from afar. He does get spotted, so he's going to have to back off. No command online, but not quite in a position to use it. We're going to see, of course, the neural theft come out. That's all the information Trace needs to make sure that the site is clear. And Spike will be going down nice and safe in the back.
Spike planted.
Got a retake coming. Okay, use the clone. Try to peek off of it for Foxy, but Smoke Strong gonna lead the way. Flash in, get some players, but he can't get the shots in time.
Yeah, too many targets. Kind of hesitated on which one to stabilize on and couldn't find either one. Munchkin gonna come through, but now the weaponry not quite there for this retake. Karan with a Sheriff. He's done so much in 2024 with it. It's going to be a duel. He gets another headshot. 1v1. Heybei with a Vandal, not quite spotted on the jump across. Karan, he knows how this works. He's going to get past it, and now he's just trying to bait him and knows he has to peek it.
Diffuse.
Ahead of it, and the fragment comes in, and the spam. Heybei absolutely see
Texture. You're going to get 4 Vandals, so this is tied up 9-9, and a very crucial round here for both these teams.
Yes, especially with the investment from Zhao as well into the operator, trying to counteract that. You know, maybe partly a read on Texture's operator timing. Also, we've just noticed that he really seems to favor this weapon, even on the attacking side on Ascent. So now mid-control, once again, mostly in favor of Trace. Not full information, but you're the one who's really denying that information from the defensive side. Gen.G, you've mentioned it time and time again. Oh, doesn't hit that shot. Some information given. Drone to clear close as well.
Here.
But this is, know, this is great for TE. You're getting a lot of that information utility out of the equation early, and all you've shown is that Zhao has an op. That's all they know. They have no idea what's going on the rest of the map. So they're guessing correctly right now with kind of their a little bit heavier commitment towards A. Bladestorm is going to be popped for Zhao, but let's see what Karan and Munchkin can do.
Oh, Zhao not able to get the first kill. The rest of the team now stalled with the Astra utility. Can't quite get through. No command already popped, though. Trace Esports, they have to make a choice. They don't have much time. They're just trying to barrel through, but it's a choke point that they're walking into. Foxy and Munchkin, good for one each. Lil King wrapping all the way around, but only 20 seconds. You don't have time to go all the way to the B site. You have to stick this through, and Gen.G knows it. The only other option is us all getting wiped out from behind. Yeoman has him covered, and that is the round closed out. Only 8 seconds on the clock. Spike nowhere to go, and Feng Feng will have to save with one singular digit of HP.
Yeah, man, that was a good read from Gen.G, even though
through, but it's a matter of how much can you draw out of Gen.G ahead of time, because otherwise that retake is looking pretty spicy.
Right here.
And now Trace just trying to use their actual members to scout out mid, take control of it a little bit, pressure and draw out some util, but Gen.G's not biting. Nothing that's not going to cost him any credits is being used up for regaining control in mid.
Yeah, you're sticking Munchkin and Vents. Him and Yeoman were combining to make sure that there was no presence through mid. Using that recon dart as well, just to really make sure. But you have a tough combo to go through. Foxy with those flashes, Texture with the op to try to get through here. Dimensional Drift available as well. Drone is going to catch Foxy. It's going to be the Hunter's Fury, and he's able to TP out of there. Really nice protocols. Seeing if you can bait for this op.
Yeah, they don't know quite yet where Texture is, but he's not going to hit the shot, but he will get out alive as well. Foxy9, meanwhile, trying to support a little bit too much in the open, gets taken out right in the middle of the site. So now a 4v5 for Gen.G on the retake. Euro down, but Texture once again just finds that timing past the Cosmic Divide. Early Hunter's Fury, knowing that they have the ult advantages right now, trying to just force them away from the plant. That's going to waste time away from the Cosmic Divide as well. Texture trying to get ready for a peek out, but Munchkin not ready for it. Smoke coming up. BNK will get that kill. Texture still watching from above. Can his teammates get in? The Cosmic Divide comes up. Everybody from Trace Esports is filling the site. 3 already on there. 4th coming in. Over there. And Texture up in the air. Gets one. Yeoman with a shock dart as well. Zhao trying to stay alive. Texture does the, oh, he gets him in the back with the right click. Op back in his hand. BNK going above. Ring around the rosy. Texture swaps out. He's not quite sure if he's above. He does find him in the last second. But Weapon had the right read initially, but once you don't spot him at all, you're just wondering, right, is it a wraparound on the ground floor? Like, where are you coming from? So he's trying to bait him out with the tap. Unfortunately, Trace able to tie it up. And now Texture with another op in his hand. He's going to be tasked with just holding that B site. You do have some close support in the form of Foxy9's Yora and Yeoman's Sova. And the drone being used to re-clear mid again. Right at the 1 minute mark, Foxy9, does he push forward? No, they're still so cautious. Gen.G as well.
Well, there's so much attention being paid to mid here by Gen.G. They have like everybody. Texture tried to wait a little bit longer to go for this shot. He is in trouble.
Way. He's stuck here, but he's been pinged, but so have they! Trapped in there with Texture. Zhao eventually clears him out, but enough time bought for backup to arrive. Yeoman has secured B-Link. And the rest of the team can now come in. Dimensional Drift to get some information. You see one in the back of sight. There's the Paranoia. Lands perfectly on him. He doesn't quite hear it. There's the flash to secure. And it's a double 9'd up. And Foxy9 resets. Calm aim. Only Lil King left alive with 17 HP. It's not looking good. I mean, the spike's so far away from you. He's just going to have to go for a save. But can he even get out alive is a big question. Defuse finishes. And no one will greed for it on the side of Gen. Anyone to try to get tricky around that one way. Immediately re-clears. They heard the ult orb, so they know. No command most likely online, but they've already cleared out A main. So this is going to be a B hit. Whether it's mid to B or just B is a big question now. Mid information, once again, absolute nil on the side of Gen.G.
Yep, exactly. I've been watching Feng Feng this entire round, and he used his cam just kind of keep track of what's going on in mid. He's able to tuck himself in behind this box. Okay, the drone's going to come. It's going to clear him. That's nice work there by Yeoman. Now the real action is going to be on the site.
Yeah, Zhao just needs to stay alive, trying to create space, but he's not able to make the cross fully. Karon catches him through the box, getting that spam across. Hebei will get a trade with the fragment, so sight somewhat in favor of Trace, but not quite safe. 2 members already past B-Link. 1 watching from heaven. Yeoman the Sova up there watching the flank as well. Karon, he's waiting for them to peek out, and they just keep doing it. 3 kills for Karon. Heybei finally gets the trade. 2v3 in favor of Gen.G on this retake. Trace, both of them stuck on the site. No exit. Bianca gets pinged in the back of sight. Heybei not spotted, so they have a pretty good inkling. Bianca, nice timing to try to go for the trade, but it's too many members, and Gen really getting value right off the rip on this potential final round between these 2 teams. As Texture's already passed the one way as well. Fung very curious. The cam not able to spot anything. He's already passed it. I mean, there's just no way you really suspect that for the Jet to be all alone out there with the operator. But if it's Texture, you can never count it out.
Yeah, it's like, look, just because we try to do that with Zhao doesn't mean that our opponent's Jet is going to do that, right? But Texture's so good with his positioning. He understands his opponent so well and what he can get away with. Never really giving up any sound cues, anything. There's no util being thrown. Even in the previous round, when him and Yeoman were over there was no util. It was all just silent, slow walking, try to take space, and it makes it so tricky to understand where and when Texture is going to be.
Yeah, now they have to use the drone nice and early to try to clear out the entrance of A main, right? That A lobby here. And Texture just going to hide away from it. Eventually, he's trying to get past it, tries to get the Jet, and he lands it right on the landing of the tailwind. A Jet knows best where a Jet lands, and he'll get that one. Boxy9 now hidden away. Texture nice. Oh, what the heck is that last kill?
What?
You know, just for safety, swings around.
He just tapped in there. He's like, oh, maybe. Why not? Miss every shot you don't take.
Oh, well, this is not how it ends for Trace. Surely not. But what can Lil King do? Walks right into the scopes of Texture as Gen.G closes out a